Well, before I move on with this channel and start doing different things, I've taken a couple days to try and get my head right, and to the point where I'm pretty much regained all my mental faculties. And so what this video is going to be two parts. And first thing is, I'm sorry. I really am fucking sorry for the way that I've acted. Now, that is the only thing you need to take out of this, really. In general, I am pretty fucking sorry about the way that I acted. That's the most important point I'm trying to get home. Nevertheless, there'll be two sections to this video. The first one will be me clarifying my actual position on bandwagons and what I really think about them, because I don't think I conveyed that really very well at all. I'll also then move on to apologising, and finally I'll clear up some issues that people seem to have with the stuff I said, and so there's a few nagging little questions. So, let's begin. Firstly, my position on bandwagons. I don't think bandwagons are that bad. I acted very hyperbolically when I was basically saying, like, bandwagons are the worst thing ever and freaking the fuck out. I did act incredibly hyperbolically, and I really, really shouldn't be taken seriously on these things. But, okay. Basically, the way I feel about bandwagons is I don't really care too much. I leave people alone. They make what kind of videos they make. I make what kind of videos I make. And I generally avoid drama and leave people alone. My big mistake was making this whole thing personal. I think that was the largest issue that I had. So yeah, again, I'm sorry for mislabeling people, labeling people, basically being a dick. But pretty much the way I feel about bandwagons is I don't really care, because the reason why is I've participated in 4 bandwagons this year, to name a few. I think I might have actually participated more, but I did Foxtrot Delta Lima. I did an indirect video on that because that got really big. I did a video on Funny Guy. Even though it was like a minute commentary, I still did a commentary on Funny Guy. And I did 2 commentaries when I first started out, one on Guptal's original top 10 hottest Sonic female characters, which I'll be re-uploading soon. And also Chris Chan, which I'll also be re-uploading soon. I did a commentary on Chris Chan and his wacky game ideas. These are all bandwagons. And you know what else I did? I am a huge fan of Chris Chan to the point of being practically obsessed with the guy. Well, not really obsessed with the guy, but archiving some of his work, basically. I built a site. There'll be a link down below to it. I keep a full running archive of all the Sonichu comics, all Christian's music, and I'm working on an archive of all his calls that he had. So I'm busy working and storing up things. There'll be a link to my website down below, which is associated with this account, which is built around a bandwagon, namely Chris Chan. So, really, I came off as being all of a sudden the leader of the anti-bandwagon war front. Now, the issue of Dark Kuropatera will come up in a second. But basically, I really didn't care the day before. And then at that point, I just snapped and went fucking insane, and continued to be insane for the next day and a bit, because I went into a complete fucking mental breakdown by the end, and I don't know what the fuck happened, to be honest. It seems basically that every 3 months I have to have some sort of crisis of confidence, but well, that kind of worked itself out, so you can look forward to me freaking out and taking a break again in another 3 months, but I won't do it quite so publicly next time. Okay, so bandwagons in general, I think the reason that a lot of people were confused, and Mr. Surem brought this up, is why I was acting as if it's the worst thing in the world. Because I really I don't like the Lyric Shooter bandwagon. And not that I feel sorry for Lyric Shooter, fuck that. No, it's simply that Lyric Shooter isn't entertaining. Skype calls with Lyric Shooter, fucking dramatic readings of Lyric Shooter, blah blah blah. Commentaries on Lyric Shooter, 4 commentaries on the same video. And it's just too fucking much. It was just too fucking much, really. Because Lyric Shooter isn't a very entertaining target, and it just makes those videos very difficult for me to watch. For example, the commentaries, those 4 commentaries, it was a combination of the commentator's voice, Lyric Shooter's stupidity, and Blaze the Movie fan's voice that basically was basically one of those videos was like experiencing trying to hear someone yelling at you over the sound of a school bus full of burning orphans and a fucking jet engine starting up at the same time. I really, really found those commentaries unwatchable, and there were 4 of those in a day, I think. It was very short order. I was like, holy fucking Jesus, this is just shit. I don't like this bandwagon, and I went on a tirade. I was too general, I was way too general, I made way too big, sweeping generalizations, saying all bandwagons are shit, when in reality, the greatest videos we've ever made as a community have been bandwagons, like it or not. And hey, here's another thought. There's several other thoughts of why bandwagons aren't a bad thing. For example, if TOG wasn't here, and we didn't have, people making videos, because people would stop making videos because they couldn't find any material, kind of thing. People would start quitting a lot more than ever already quit, and I've lost enough people. This community has lost enough people this year, we don't need more. So that's one of them, and the other one is if everyone's going to do bandwagons, and you stand out more just by not doing bandwagons, like me and Youngblood was talking about. So those are all good points why I actually don't hate bandwagons, and I don't feel that strongly about them. I never did, but for some reason that lyric shooter bandwagon just got under my fucking skin. I don't know what it was, but that was true insanity. So that's what that was about. And that's how I actually feel about bandwagons. Now to the apologies. I apologise firstly to TOG Professor for blowing up his spot for no reason and attacking him out of nowhere. I fucking hate it when people do that to me, and don't worry, I'll get to Dark Patera in a second. But that's why I'm very sorry. I fucking hate it when people do that to me, and I did it to you, man. I'm fucking sorry for that. I'm sorry to TOG's fan base for branding them all dick suckers and branding anyone that kind of I consider copied him as being a dick sucker. I mean, when I say copy as well, it's worth noting. I don't mean like verbatim, like Jack Cooper, just copy paste copy. I mean someone who's basically decided, oh shit, everyone's doing it, I have to. That's what I meant basically. But in either case, I really don't give a fuck what you do. As I said before, I'm a fucking libertarian, for Christ's sake. So yeah, I'm sorry for mislabeling a lot of TOG's fans, and I'm sorry to people like Genesis Sanctuary, who thinks I'm an egotistical twat or something to that extent. He had a whole big list of things. I'm afraid guilty as charged, but what the fuck am I going to do there? So, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry to his fans. I'm very, very sorry to Mr. Sir Raven, and I'm very grateful to him for putting up with my shit so far. I'm grateful to Zero Night Roost, who's always been good to me. I'm grateful to Smugleaf, who weighed in with some very good opinions, though they weren't as radical as mine. And he had some great ideas. And that those comments, if I still had those videos up, and why I deleted those videos, will become apparent towards the end of this. But basically, he was talking about how there is a lot of conformity, and it's you have to break out, but how do you break out of the mold, kind of thing. People have to want to do it. He had some good fucking opinions. So I'm sorry to Smugleaf. I'm sorry to particularly Mr. Sir Raven, as I said. I'm not that sorry to Dark Patera because I don't like the guy. To answer his question, he calls it dick sucker. Yes, I don't want to bring TOG into the fold, but I don't like Doc Patera. Basically, what happened is on Skype, he tried to start shit with me and Juicy Fruit by blowing up our spot out of nowhere and started calling us a bunch of egotists and a bunch of bullshit. That isn't true because we weren't portraying that in any sense, but he basically decided to start shit with us for no reason. I don't know if he was bored, I don't know what it was, but basically I don't take kindly to people doing that to me, and I ended up doing that to TOG, so I basically don't like the guy. And that's the beginning and end of it, basically, with Dark Patera. It's just Dark Patera. I don't have any hard feelings towards anyone, really. I just don't like Dark Patera that much. People don't like each other. Get over it. And that's pretty much everyone I need to apologize to. I think I need to apologize to my subscribers for subjecting them to this bullshit. Oh yeah, I gotta apologize to CCM for acting as crazy as I did. I've got to apologize to pretty much the community in general for acting like a fucking twatty cake, to be perfectly honest. Those are all the people I unreservedly apologize to, pretty much. And I'm sorry. I'm also sorry for not producing new content when I said I would. I will soon. Don't worry about that. I've got a very nice target lined up thanks to Dark Demon Doro, but that'll come out in a bit later anyway. So okay, that's as much as I'm gonna say for the apologies. I'm very sorry to all of you people. But the thing is, of course, there's a few nagging issues. Okay, I think I answered Sir Raven's question. Darko Botero asked, "Do you really think I'm a dick sucker?" Well, bro, work that out for yourself. As I said, I don't like you, so if that's a label you want to attribute to yourself, then go right ahead. I'm more than happy with that. And okay, so let's see, we got that done. Yep. Oh, there's a couple other things. Basically, since I started redoing everything, I realized that this channel was kind of a mistake. I should have just kept running with like my old name, just like instead of gone A-droitism, gone B-droitism, which would have been really clever. And just kept running with that. But unfortunately, I've got fucked out of my spot there, so I don't really have a choice. I just had to reforge a new identity. But I'm going back to my old school style of commentating. I'm gonna have a very simple intro, very simple outro, nothing fancy, just, the usual old shit that I originally had. And my avatar is going to be now still screenshots from old school 70s movies. I'm going back to my original roots. And that's just how it is. Um, so I think I've covered pretty much everything people wanted to know, and hopefully we can just move on, and things will be back to normal. The most interesting aspect of everything, though, I have to say, has been that my sub count has actually increased as opposed to decreased, which I find amazing, to say the least, because I don't know then, it's quite interesting, but anyhow, guys, I will see you guys around. I've been Danger Mouse 1337, the asshole of the commentary community that nobody likes, and I'll see you people around later. Bye.